Hello everyone, today I wanted to do something different than you're used to. I opened a pack of Roaring Skies today and I felt a bit meh about it. So today on Pokemon Tuesday I decided to review a full set. Team Rocket, a very old set. It was first released November 21st, 1997 in Japan. Back at the time, Pokemon wasn't even popular in English-speaking nations. So yeah, in English it was released first on April 24th, 2000. So that's 2.5 years after the Japanese release. Now this was due to Nintendo holding back on Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast wanted to create their own unique cards. What Nintendo thought it wasn't a good idea, and they just held back permissions to do so. Finally, they succeeded, Wizards of the Coast, that is, and they created a special secret hidden card, which we will talk about later. Alright, so, yeah, I'm just going through the sets, not on numerical order, but instead on the modern collector's numbers, which focus on types instead of rarity. So first of all we have Ekans. Ekans has Bite for 10 and Poison Sting for 20, and if you flip a coin and its head, the defending Pokemon is now poisoned. Poison Pokemon back in the days, they were grass type instead of the psychic that they are today. And he had a weakness of psychic. Weakness back in the days, it was standard times 2. There was no other way to calculate it. It was just times 2 if you had a weakness. And he has 50 HP. Dark Arbok, yes. Originally in Japanese they weren't called dark Pokemon, but they were called bad Pokemon. So it would be a bad Arbok in this case. Wizards of the Coast didn't think it a good idea, and they changed it to dark. They didn't want to open up a box of Pandora with the parents. No, they just didn't want that. They had some other words they could choose from while they were discussing. So you had bad, the original translation, or you had evil, which they didn't want either because that's not good. So they chose dark instead, which in my opinion suits the Pokemon perfectly. As you can see here, the dark smile, the grin on Arbok's cobra neck thingy. And as you can see, back in the days, Pokemon didn't have insane HPs like today, like 170 and whatnot, over 200. This was just a measly 60 HP, which was fine. It had Stare. Stare is choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 10 damage to that Pokemon. If the Pokemon has a Poke Power, that power stops working until the end of your opponent's next turn. Cool. I'll discuss Pokemon powers when we get along, but first we'll just go through the cards. Poison Vapor, 10 damage. The defending Pokemon is now poisoned. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and it's for 3 grass. So you can see the power level in these cards are way less. Now there was a parallel version of the rares. Almost all the rares, I believe, every rare had a special holographic version of itself. So we will see more of that. So we have 2 Dark Arboks here. Right, I'll just put them over here. Zubat 40 HP. The first attack is Ram for 10 and Bite for 20. Easy. Dark Golbat, 50 HP. It's not too much either. And it's also rare, so you can see here the holographic version. Yes, this Pokemon has a Poke Power. Back in the days, we didn't have abilities. We have Pokemon powers, which you can activate, or they were just passive. The text would explain. When you play Dark Golbat from your hand, you may choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. If you do, it deals 10 damage to that Pokemon. Apply weakness and resistance. You don't see that a lot. That's cool. And it has Flitter. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 20 damage to that Pokemon. As you can really see, the damage levels are not insane like today. I really don't like it. I always like this art. Oh, oddish with the froggy. 50 HP. It has 2 attacks, both 1 grass. Sleep Powder. Your defending Pokemon is now asleep, for sure. And Poison Powder, which does exactly the same, but poison. Oddish has been printed in the past, both Grass and Psychic. Here they chose for pure Grass, with a weakness of Fire. We have Dark Gloom. Dark Gloom has 50 HP. Pollen Stench. Once during your turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now confused. If tails, your active Pokemon is now confused. So it's either your opponent or yourself. And it is Poison Powder, just like Oddish, but it does 10 damage. Dark Vileplume. No trainer cards can be played. This power stops working while Dark Vileplume is asleep, confused, or paralyzed. And it only has 60 HP. Can you imagine? A lot of we used to play with this all the time. Oh, and I just see it has a weakness for Fight. Is that supposed to be right, or was that a misprint back in the days? I don't know, actually. I'd have to look up another Vileplume. Let me see here. Do I have another Vileplume here? Probably not. What set was that? Oh wait, I do. I have a Jungle Vileplume, just from comparison, and that's Fire. So that's really weird. Probably a misprint, or a factory factory error. Right, it has Petal, Whirlwind, flip 3 coins. This attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. If you get 2 or more heads, Dark Vileplume is now confused. So that's quite a nice attack to have. And the second one, oh wait, look at that! Weakness Fire, and this one has a weakness of Fight. Oh, that is just cool. I wonder if the other cards have that as well. Grimer, 40 HP, Poison Gas, the defending Pokemon is now asleep, and Sticky Hands. Flip a coin if heads, this attack does 10 damage, plus 20 more damage, and the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. If tails, this attack does 10 damage. Dark Muck. Look at how simple the art was back then. It has Sticky Goo, which is a Pokemon power. As long as Dark Muck is your active Pokemon, your opponent pays 2 colorless more to retreat his or her active Pokemon. And it has Sludge Punch. The defending Pokemon is now poisoned for 20. Coughing, another simple art. Tackle for 10 or Poison Gas for 20, and flip a coin if heads, the defending Pokemon is now poisoned. Dark Wheezing. You can hardly see it, but this is the holographic one, and this is the non-holographic one. Both of them 60 HP. Well, we haven't seen anything over 60 HP yet, haven't we? Mass Explosion. Does 20 damage times the total number of coughings, wheezings, and dark wheezings in play. Then this attack does 20 damage to each coughing, wheezing, and dark wheezing. Ah, that's cool. I can remember this one. I know this card was in the starter deck for Team Rocket, the theme deck. And it had dark wheezing in it, as well as a bunch of coughings. Alright, Stun Gas. 20 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now poisoned. If tails, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. Of course, the same. Charmander, 40 HP. Look at that. There's Fire Tail for 20, and it has a Poke Power, Gather Fire. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may take 1 Fire Energy card attached to one of your other Pokemon and attach it to Charmander. Aww. Dark Charmeleon, 50 HP. Tail Slap for 20, and Fireball for 70. Use this attack only if there are any Fire Energy cards attached to Dark Charmeleon. Flip a coin. If heads, discard one of those energies. If tail, this attack does nothing, not even damage. Next up, Dark Charizard, 80 HP. Can you imagine a Charizard with 80 HP? Well, these days I cannot. Dark Charizard, it has Nail Flick for 10 and Continuous Fireball 50 times. And it says here, flip a number of coins equal to the number of fire energy cards attached to Dark Charizard. This attack does 50 times the number of heads. Discard a number of fire energy cards attached to Dark Charizard equal to the number of heads. So with your Charmander, you can just add your fire energies, evolve it into Dark Charizard, and go nuts. And we have the holographic version, of course, as well. Ponyta. Ah, cute art. 50 HP. Ember. Discard one fire energy card attached to Ponyta in order to use this attack, and it does 30 damage. And Dark Rapidash, which is an uncommon, so we won't see a holographic foil for this one. 60 HP. Rear Kick. 20. Flame Pillar, you may discard one fire energy card attached to Dark Rapidash when you use this attack. If you do, and if your opponent has any bench Pokemon, choose one of them, and this attack does 10 damage to it. Yeah. Dark Flareon. Oh, I love the art. 50 HP. And for one colorless, it has Rage. And Rage does 10 damage plus 10 more damage for each damage counter on Dark Flareon. So it is a max of 50 damage for one. Back in the day, that was absolutely insane. Playing with Fire. Use this attack only if there are any fire energies attached to Dark Flareon. Flip a coin. If heads, discard one of those energy cards, and this attack does 30 damage plus 20 more damage. If tails, it only does 30. Squirtle. Shell attack, 20. 50 HP. Dark Wartortle, 60 HP. Double slap. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 10 damage times the number of heads. And Mirror Shell. If an attack does damage to Dark Wartortle during your opponent's next turn, even if Dark Wartortle is knocked out, Dark Wartortle attacks the defending Pokemon for an equal amount of damage. And back in the day, water Pokemon had a weakness for lightning. Today it is grass. Dark Blastoise, 70 HP. Hydro Cannon, it does 30 damage, plus 20 more damage for each water energy attached to Dark Blastoise, but not used to pay for this attack. You can't add more than 40 damage this way. So, yeah, max of 70 damage. And it does Rocket Tackle. Dark Blastoise deals 10 damage to itself. Flip a coin. If heads, prevent all damage done to Dark Blastoise during your opponent's next turn. 40 damage. And the holographic version. Psyduck. 50 HP. For one Psychic, it has Dizziness. Draw a card. Or you can have the Water Gun, which has 20 damage plus 10 more for each water energy attached to Psyduck, but not used to pay for his attack. You can't add more than 20 this way. Dark Golduck, 60 HP for one Psychic, Third Eye. Discard one energy card attached to Dark Golbat in order to draw up to 3 cards. That's actually quite nice. Or Super Psy, 50 damage. Just 50 damage for 2 Psychic and a colorless. Magikarp. 30 HP. Now, you hardly see any Pokemon with 30 HP these days. Flop does 10 damage, which is silly because a Magikarp isn't supposed to do damage. Still, it does here. And Rapid Evolution. Search your deck for an evolution card named Gyarados or Dark Gyarados and put it on Magikarp. This counts as evolving Magikarp. Cool. Dark Gyarados, which was the pre-release card for Team Rocket. Yeah, it is 70 HP and it has the Pokepower Final Beam. When Dark Gyarados is knocked out by an attack, flip a coin. If heads, this power does 20 damage for each water energy attached to Dark Gyarados to the Pokemon that knocked out Dark Gyarados. Apply weakness and resistance. Very cool. And it has Ice Beam for 3 water. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. I just saw it. This one has a weakness for grass. It's probably the first water type to have that. And Ice Beam does 30. Holographic version, also a weakness for grass, unlike the two different Vileplumes. Dark Vaporeon, again, I love the art on this one. Very cute. It has Bite, 30 damage for 3 energies. Wow. 60 HP. And Whirlpool, 20 damage. If the defending Pokemon has any energy cards attached to it, choose one of them and discard it. Actually, I don't mind that these are less damage and less HP. It makes for much more, well, it seems like much more fun. Dark Raichu. This is the card I was talking about. Wizards of the Coast wanted to print Dark Raichu, and Nintendo was against it. So the Japanese version of Team Rocket set does not include Dark Raichu. It wouldn't see print in Japanese until Neo 2. So Neo Discovery in English. Yeah, but Wizards of the Coast pulled through. There's no Pikachu in the set, mind you. No Pikachu. So if you are, for some silly reason, spending huge amounts of money to draft this set or make a limited play, well, you cannot play it. It is 70 HP and it is Surprise Thunder. Flip a coin. If heads, flip another coin. If the second coin is heads, this attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. If the second is tails, it does 10 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. And it has 30 damage. Cool card. Magnemite. With a very silly art. Very simple. It has 40 HP. Tackle for 20. And Magnetism does 10 damage plus 10 more damage for each Magnemite, Magneton, and Dark Magneton on your bench. 10 plus damage. Very cool. Cool attack. Dark Magneton, also a very silly art from the same artist. It has 60 HP and it does Sonic Boom. Don't apply weakness and resistance for this attack. Cool. 20 damage. Magnetic Lines. If the defending Pokemon has any basic energy cards attached to it, choose one of them. If your opponent has any bench Pokemon, choose one of them and attach that energy to that. 30 damage. Also, ooh, I like this one. This is probably my favorite holographic foil from the set. It is almost mirror-like. Voltorb. Speedball. 1 energy, 20 damage. 40 HP. Not too bad back in the day. Then it evolves into Dark Electrode, 60 HP, but the 1 energy attack goes down to 10. And it also has Energy Bomb. Take all energy cards, attach the Dark Electrode and attach them to your bench Pokemon. If you have no bench Pokemon, discard all energies attached to Dark Electrode and it does 30 damage. Wow. Yeah, why would you want that? Another beautiful art for the evolution, Dark Jolteon, 50 HP, Lightning Flash for 1, it does 20, and if the defending Pokemon tries to attack during your opponent's next turn, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, that attack does nothing. And Thunder Attack, 30 damage, flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. If tails, he does 10 damage to himself. Ah, my favorite line, Abra. 40 HP for 1 Psychic, he has Vanish. Shuffle Abra into your deck. Discard all cards attached to Abra. Which is actually a funny reference to the game, because it keeps teleporting. And Psyshock for 1. It does 10 damage, flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. Dark Kadabra. Back in a time when Kadabras were still printed. These days they aren't. The last Kadabra was from 2003. And Nintendo got sued, as far as I have read, by Uri Geller. Because it was such a likeness to his character, and Pokemon should be forbidden to print it without his consent. So Pokemon decided to just to not print it anymore, just to avoid any future stuff. Which is a shame, because Kadabra is my favorite Pokemon of all. It's called Yungara in Japanese, which I think it is a very powerful name. And yeah, I just love it. So it has a Poké Power, only 50 HP. Matter Exchange. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may discard a card from your hand in order to draw a card. Sweet. And Mind Shock for 30 damage. Don't apply weakness and resistance for this attack. And it evolves into Dark Alakazam, which is my second favorite Pokemon. 60 HP. So low, but still I don't mind. Ha! I think it's cool. Teleport Blast. You may switch Dark Alakazam with one of your bench Pokemon. 30 damage. Or Mind Shock as well. Don't apply weakness and resistance for 40. And the holographic version. Slowpoke. 50 damage. Afternoon Nap. Search your deck for a Psychic Energy card and attach it to Slowpoke. Cool. And it is Headbutt 10. Oh. Dark Slowbro. We can see a Rocket Grunt here trying to sneak up on him, but he is wary of him. Dark Slowbro, 60 HP, and it has the Poké Power Reel In. When you play Dark Slowbro from your hand, choose up to 3 basic Pokemon and or evolution cards from your discard pile and put them into your hand. Wow! And it has Fickle Attack. Flip a coin if tails, this attack does nothing. But it is 40 damage for 2 energy, so that's okay. And the holographic version. Drowsy. 50 HP, Poké Power as well. Long Distance Hypnosis. Once during your turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now asleep. If tails, your active Pokemon is now asleep. And it is Nightmare. The defending Pokemon is now asleep for 10. Dark Hypno, 60 HP. Side Punch for 20 or Bench Manipulation. Your opponent flips a number of coins equal to the number of Pokemon on his or her bench. This attack does 20 damage times the number of tails. Don't apply weakness and resistance. Very cool. Cool attack. And the holographic version. Diglett. Silly art again. 40 HP. Dig Under. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 10 damage to that Pokemon. And scratch for 20. Dark Dugtrio. Just ravages the house. Isn't this supposed to be Cerulean City? That house that they ravage? Well, who knows. 50 HP. Poké Power Sinkhole. When your opponent's active Pokemon retreats, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, this power does 20 damage to that Pokemon. And it has Knockdown. Your opponent flips a coin. If tails, the attack does 20 damage plus 20 more damage. If heads, the attack does 20 damage. Oh wait, your opponent flips a coin. Right. And the holographic version. Very nice. Mankey. That's not a nice art at all. 40 HP, Mischief. Shuffle your opponent's deck. Or Anger. Flip a coin. If heads, his attack does 20 damage plus 20 more damage. If tails, just 20. Dark Primeape. I always love the art on this one. 60 HP. Poké Power Frenzy. If Dark Primeape does any damage while it's confused, it does 30 more damage. And Frenzied Attack, Dark Primeape is now confused after doing damage. 40 damage. Machop. 50 HP. Punch 20. Kick 30. Dark Machoke, also very nice art. 60 HP. Drag Off. 20 damage. And before doing damage, choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and switch it with the defending Pokemon. Do the damage to the new defending Pokemon. Cool. And it has Knockback for 30. If your opponent has any bench Pokemon, he or she chooses one of them and switches it with the defending Pokemon. So this card is all about switching. Dark Machamp. 70 HP. Mega Punch. 30. Or Fling. Your opponent shuffles his or her active Pokemon and all cards attached to it into his or her deck. This attack can't be used if your opponent has no bench Pokemon. Cool. And the holographic version. Rattata. 40 HP. Pokemon Power Trickery. Once during your turn, you may switch one of your prizes with the top card of your deck. Nice. And it has Quick Attack. Flip a coin. If heads, his attack does 10 plus 10 more damage. If tails, it does only 10. And a Dark Raticate. 50 HP. Gnaw, 20, or Hyper Fang. Flip a coin. If tails, his attack does nothing for 50. Meowth. 40 HP. Coin Hurl. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon and flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 damage to that Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance. Dark Persian, 60 HP, Fascinate. Flip a coin. If heads, choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and switch it with the defending Pokemon. This attack can't be used if your opponent has no bench Pokemon. Poison Claws. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now poisoned. 10 damage. Eevee, there he is. The Eevee for all the evolutions. 40 HP, it has a tackle for 10 and sand attack for 10. I remember that the sand attack was quite a nasty attack in the game. Well, in the card game, that is, around this time. It says, if the defending Pokemon tries to attack during your opponent's next turn, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, that attack does nothing. Of course, I never had luck with coins back in the day. Porygon, 40 HP, Conversion 1. If the defending Pokemon has a weakness, you may change it to a type of your choice other than colorless. And Psybeam, flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now confused for 20. And he's in a little box. Yeah, because you can get him as a gift. Well, actually you can buy him as a gift from the casino in Celadon City, which is ran by Team Rocket. Dratini, 40 HP. Oh, he is so little, so silly. And he's watching a little plant grow. Aww. It has Wrap. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. Sorry. And it has 10 damage. Dark Dragonair, 60 HP. Pokemon Power, Evolutionary Light. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may search your deck for an evolution card. Show it to your opponent and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. Very nice, very nice. Tail Strike. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 damage plus 20 more damage. If tails, it only does 20. Notice how it doesn't have a weakness, the entire line. Dark Dragonite, 70 HP. Summon minions. When you put Dark Dragonite from your hand, search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your deck. And it has Giant Tail. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. And if it does 70 damage. And the holographic version. Right, to the trainers. There were no supporters back in the day. It simply didn't exist. You could play every trainer as long as you liked, as many as you liked, as long as the card allowed you to. So, challenge. Ask your opponent if he or she accepts your challenge. If your opponent declines, or if both benches are full, draw 2 cards. If your opponent accepts, each of you searches your deck for any number of basic Pokemon and puts them face down onto your benches. A player can't do this if his or her bench is full. When you both have finished, shuffle your decks and turn those cards face up. Nice. Digger is a rocket secret machine. Flip a coin. If tails, do 10 damage to your active Pokemon. If heads, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, your opponent does 10 damage to his or her active Pokemon. If heads, you flip a coin. Keep going. Keep doing this until a player gets tails. So the first one who flips tails gets 10 damage. Ooh, 10 damage. Which was quite a lot back in the day if you see the HPs from the Pokemon here. Goop Gas Attack. All Pokemon powers stop working until the end of your opponent's next turn. So this is basically a Hex Maniac. Here comes Team Rocket. Each player plays with his or her prize cards face up for the rest of the game. And we have a holographic version of that as well. Cool. This was, in the Japanese release, a secret rare. This was the very first secret rare in Pokemon ever printed in Japanese, not in America or Europe. Imposter Oak's Revenge. Discard a card from your hand in order to play this card. Your opponent shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck, then draws 4 cards. Nightly Garbage Run. I remember this card being played a lot. Probably everyone had this card in his deck. Choose up to 3 basic Pokemon cards, evolution cards and or basic energy cards from your discard pile. Show them to your opponent and shuffle them into your deck. Then we have Rocket Sneak Attack. Look at your opponent's at your opponent's hand. If he or she has any trainers, choose one of them. Your opponent shuffles that card into his or her deck. And also a holographic version. This is also the very first set ever printed, which had holographic versions of trainers and energies. Sleep. Also a Rocket Secret Machine. Flip a coin. If that's the defending Pokemon is now asleep. The Boss's Way. Search your deck for an evolution card with Dark in its name. Show it to your opponent and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. Now for the energies, we have Full Heal Energy. Just a colorless energy, and if you play it from your hand, the Pokemon you attach it to is no longer asleep, confused, paralyzed, or poisoned. Potion Energy. Also colorless, and if you attach it from your hand to one of your Pokemon, you can remove 1 damage counter from it. And we have Rainbow Energy. Also holographic version. Now, hey, Rainbow Energy, special energy card. Attach Rainbow Energy to one of your Pokemon. While in play, Rainbow Energy counts as every type of basic energy, but only provides 1 energy at a time. Doesn't count as a basic energy card when not in play. When you attach this card from your hand to one of your Pokemon, it does 10 damage to that Pokemon. This card has been reprinted a lot, different wording on it, but it basically still does the same. So there you have it, the Team Rocket set, full of dark Pokemon, Team Rocket shenanigans. I hope you enjoyed this, and in the future I want to do some more set reviews. So who knows what's next? I don't, because this is the only set I completed for Pokemon. Ha! Well, see you guys next time. Bye.